What if having no friends right now isn't a failure? What if it's not a sign that something is wrong with you? Because let's be honest, when people talk about friendship, they often make it sound like having a large social circle is the ultimate proof of happiness. But many people feel lonely in a room full of friends, and some people feel completely at peace while spending time alone. So today, let's talk about something most people rarely discuss: why being alone might actually be helping you more than you realize. 1. Being alone and being lonely are not the same thing. One of the biggest misunderstandings about friendship is assuming that being alone automatically means being lonely. It doesn't. Loneliness is the feeling of disconnection. Being alone is simply a situation. You can feel lonely while surrounded by people, and you can feel perfectly content while spending time by yourself. The difference isn't how many people are around you. It's how connected you feel. 2. Sometimes life gives you a reset. Most people fear starting over. But sometimes starting over is exactly what we need. Relationships end, friend groups change, people move away, and suddenly you're spending more time alone than ever before. At first, that can feel uncomfortable, but it can also create something rare: space. Space to think, space to heal, and space to figure out who you are without constantly being influenced by other people. 3. You stop looking for constant validation. When we're surrounded by people all the time, it's easy to depend on their approval, their opinions, their reactions, their validation. But solitude teaches a different lesson. It teaches you how to enjoy your own company, how to trust your own judgment, and how to feel good about yourself even when nobody is watching. That's a skill many people never fully develop. 4. Creativity loves quiet. Think about some of the most creative activities people do: writing, drawing, making music, building something new. Most of them require focus. And focus often requires quiet. When you're constantly surrounded by noise, messages, notifications, and social obligations, it becomes harder to hear your own thoughts. Solitude gives your mind room to wander, and that's often where creativity begins. 5. You learn to depend on yourself. One of the hardest lessons in life is realizing that not everyone will show up when you need them. Even good people sometimes disappoint us. And that's why periods of solitude can be surprisingly valuable. They force you to develop skills you might never build otherwise: problem solving, emotional regulation, independence, resilience. You begin learning that while support is wonderful, your ability to rely on yourself is just as important. 6. Being alone reveals what you actually want. Many people stay in unhealthy friendships simply because they're afraid of being alone. They tolerate disrespect, neglect, one-sided relationships. because something feels better than nothing. But solitude gives you a chance to ask an important question. What kind of people do I actually want in my life? And sometimes the answer is very different from the people currently around you. 7. Quality matters more than quantity. Social media has convinced many people that friendship is a numbers game. More followers, more group photos, more people. But meaningful connection doesn't work that way. One healthy friendship can be more valuable than dozens of shallow relationships. The goal isn't collecting people. The goal is finding connection. And those are very different things. 8. Your worth isn't measured by your social circle. This might be the most important point of all. Many people secretly believe, if I had more friends, I'd feel more valuable. But your worth isn't determined by how many people text you, or how many people invite you places, or how many people follow you online. You were valuable before those things, and you'll remain valuable without them. Because your value comes from who you are, not who surrounds you. 9. Solitude is a season, not a life sentence. If you're going through a period where you have very few friends, it doesn't mean things will stay that way forever. Life changes. People enter your life. People leave. New opportunities appear. The goal isn't to fear solitude. The goal is to learn something from it while it's here. Because if you can become comfortable with yourself, every future relationship becomes healthier. You're no longer looking for someone to complete you. You're simply looking for people to share life with. Having no friends right now may not feel good. And if you're struggling, your feelings are completely valid. But don't automatically assume this chapter means something is wrong with you. Sometimes solitude is where healing happens. Sometimes it's where confidence grows. And sometimes it's where you finally discover who you are when nobody else is telling you who to be. So, if you're spending more time alone these days, try asking yourself, what is this season of my life trying to teach me? The answer might surprise you.